Welcome back, you beautiful bastions of freedom. I hope you are ready for a feel-good story to wrap up your weekend in a way that we can only do on the cutting edge of freedom, on the Second Amendment, on all the other rights that we hold so dear. The far left, the Young Turks, they are turning on the Democrats. They are literally in huge trouble because they are broke. Hunter Biden level broke. Guys, when you have the far left losing their collective minds, it's a good day. Everything's going to be linked in the description box below. I cannot wait to hear what you guys think. This one is going to make you smile. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on, complete the fatality of the gun controlling left as we tear them asunder with our freedom and distribution of all things that are good in this universe. And of course, every time you do, you make one of them cry. It's a bonus. All right, guys, as you get in here, make sure audio, video is good over here in the chat. We got the emojis flying. We got the chats flying. We got the engagement all over the place. Tearing these opponents of freedom asunder is what we do. Once I know audio and video is good, we will get going. Give me a 5x5 over there, and we will make this happen. I see the emojis. You guys are all incredible for each and every one of them. You know what? I think we are good. Let's get it. All right, people, listen, as you're filtering in here, make sure that we hit that second press. This is the movement. This is the hotness. This is the cutting edge. It is the bleeding edge of the technology of which we are applying in our fight for our rights. We are going to push them. And by them, I mean the Givers.org, the Every Town for Gun Safety, the Mom to in Action. We are going to push them to the point of irrelevancy with this movement. Guys, I'm going to be real honest with you. We've got the infrastructure, we've got the technology, we've got the know-how, we got the drive, we've got the knowledge, we've got the experience, we've got the expertise. All we need is for you to buy us a cup of coffee a month. Put the fuel in our tank and we will drive these people to the point of extinction politically. And that's all I've got for you. It's amazing. There's benefits, there's exclusive content, link in the description. Let's get into the reason of which you guys came. All right, people, listen. I am loving seeing the emojis over here because that really helps get the message out because for some reason YouTube wants it that way. Whatever, not my thing. So you know what? Let's go big on this because I'm going to show you something from the Young Turks. Now, the Young Turks is the far left progressive wing of the Democrat Party. Like if you're standing in the middle of the Democrat Party, like at like a Alyssa Slotkin or an Amy Klobuchar, like you have to put on binoculars to see the TYT. Like they're that far to the left. Okay. Now, what I'm going to show you right now is how they're lamenting the fact that the DNC has no money. Oh, extra bonus cherry on top. Kamala spent so much money in 2.5 months that they're still paying it off now to the tune of $15 million outstanding. Yeah, that was a good move. That was a good decision. All right, let's get into this, guys. This is going to be amazing. I'm going to actually show you the video from the Young Turks. Anna's going to take it away, and then we're going to go over to the actual Politico article, which has even more dirt, which they didn't talk about. Let's get it. The opening here is incredible.
The Democratic National Committee is struggling to raise money, and that's according to a new bombshell report in Politico. And it also turns out that the Democratic establishment is still paying off expenses from Kamala Harris's failed presidential run.
I'm just going to pause for effect. You're still paying off Kamala's debts? It's the end of August in 2025. She got her butt handed to her in November of 2024. You're coming up on a year where you still haven't paid the outstanding debts of the Kamala Harris failed campaign? Yeah. So it's going well then. Oh, okay. It's a feel-good story from heaven, I'll tell you what.
So this story is amazing. I highly recommend you read it. Again, it's in Politico, but here's what they're reporting. By the end of June, the Republican National Committee had $80 million on hand, compared to just $15 million for the Democratic National Committee. Now, we should note that other parts of the Democratic establishment or apparatus aren't having the exact same problems. So for instance, Democrats and Republicans have about the same amount of cash in their House and Senate campaign arms, which is important because we're getting closer to the midterm election and that's what matters the most. So what's going on with the DNC specifically?
Well, Anna, we're gonna dive into that together, and I'll probably have a different opinion than you do. Although I do respect her. She seems to be like passionate about her convictions. Like she's got that. But $80 million versus $15 million. The midterms are a little bit more than a year away. Yeah, this is going great, and they're still paying off Kamala's debts. Now we're gonna get to the point where she starts to tear it asunder, and I actually have to pull up my notes because I have timestamps ready for you guys, prepared with excellence just for y'all. and we're gonna get to those in 1 second. But let's let her continue, because guys, I gotta build this narrative. I gotta build a lot of energy into this as you guys are just now getting in here, and then we're gonna dive into the actual data they don't tell you. Oh, this is gonna be a good one. This is gonna be a good one. All right, let's get it.
Well, according to Politico, major Democratic donors have withheld money this year amid skepticism about the party's direction, while the small dollar donors, who have long been a source of strength, are not growing nearly enough to make up the gap. And look, when it comes to the major Democratic donors, or any donor who's like, I don't know, what do the Democrats even stand for? I agree. What do they stand for? What is their identity? What is the Democratic Party fighting for? What are their values? I genuinely don't know. I genuinely don't know.
That's a great point to start with. All right, listen. If y'all have been with me here for the past 8-9 months, or if you're new, get in here. But there's been this thing that I've been covering from the 2A side, from the freedom side, from the conservative side. There's been this thing that I've been covering about the civil war within the Democrats. Sure, there's the fact that no one likes them. Sure, they are relegated to the ignorance eye roll category of humanity, because they are an eye roll, right? However, when you look at exactly what she's talking about, it's a civil war that is indicating between the far left progressives, i.e. the Young Turks and all of them, although they're going a little more centrist, and then like the AOCs, Bernie Sanders, and then there's the middle wing, which is the establishment kind of power center Democrat traditional. And you've got them at odds with each other. They're fighting over the scraps from the money that's left over from the Kamala Harris campaign that failed miserably. And so you're basically going to have one that's going to emerge as the dominant force, or you're going to have them be a split party underneath the same title. That's what's going to happen. Okay, and I've said that for 8-9 months. Let me know in the chat if you remember this, right? Now, as I get into this, I'm going to go to the next step, the next timestamp. If you're following at home, it's 7:15. Links are always in the description. I always bring the receipt. 7 minutes and 15 seconds. This is the whole point. They are so divided, and it's lending to a point where you have an opportunity that you've never had before. That's why I'm leaning so hard into the second press. We are going to take every bit of political power from them, because they're not even unified. The time to hit the pedal directly to the floor is now. That's why it's linked in the description. Let's go, baby. We got free options, we got paid options, we got support options, coffee options, we got email notifications, we got petition signage. We got all of it built on there. But here's the point. When we go over to 7:15, she's going to start to hit on something that's really important, because they don't know what they stand for, because they are divided against themselves. Let's freaking take advantage. All right, let's get it.
The Democratic Party just doesn't realize this. And by the way, even with all the money that Kamala Harris raised, she left with a massive debt that the DNC has been paying back. So let's get to that. The party has quickly churned through the money it has raised in the first half of this year, including spending more than $15 million this year to pay off lingering expenses from Kamala Harris's presidential campaign. Total disaster. Now, an anonymous Democratic donor, donor and advisor, told Politico that donors see the DNC as rudderless, off message, and leaderless. Those are the buzzwords I keep hearing over and over again. If DNC chair Ken Martin,
all right, that part's not, that part doesn't matter. They are rudderless, they're leaderless. Let me pull that up again. Let me use their graphics. I'm not making these things up. I'm telling you what the far left is telling you. This is your opponents are screaming about the fact that they are divided. Pour it on now. Win. Take the advantage, take the initiative, put them out of their misery politically, because they have horrible brand recognition. They have horrible brand identity. No one wants to be associated with them. They aren't getting any kind of fundraising. I'm going to show you in a second. They have two parties within their one party, and they're leaderless, rudderless, off message, and dumb. I added that last one. Guys, these are the same people that the gun control power structure lives within. If these people are struggling, that means that the gun controllers are struggling. They are two wings of the same bird. That's what you have to understand when I go into this. And I got my next timestamp at 12 minutes. Let's keep going. Again, everything is linked. I only bring the best for you guys because I love you from deep within my aortic pump. Let's go. 12 minutes, Jink. I must hear what you have to say on this, because listening to this part, when he wraps this video out, guys, I may not agree with them politically on like 99% of things, but it doesn't mean they're stupid. Honestly, don't make the mistake of thinking your opponents are stupid. Just beat them on the battlefield of ideas. Let's get it, Jake. Then we'll go to the article. I'm not giving you an advertisement for him to ring that bell. Get out of here, Jink. You don't get my people. All right, listen. Far left progressive leader just said into the camera, if you don't turn things around, you will never win again. Guys, right here. If I'm telling you that you're winning, if I'm telling you that you have an unprecedented opportunity, your opponent is weak, limping in the corner, and then the progressive stalwart on the TYT also says the same thing. Guys, jump in the fight with us. Like, it's no longer defensive status quo. We are grinding forward and we are going to beat these people. And they're not even going to be able to recover on the normal, but much less where we're going in the futuristic aspects of this. God, we are building a machine that's going to destroy them for 20 years. Take advantage. But now, let's get into the DNC's money problems. Let me make sure audio isn't working? Oh, there's no sound on the video. Okay, thank you guys. Let me go back. I will get that to you. Thank you for telling me that part. 12 minutes. I will fix it this time. Thank you guys for the heads up.
You should treat them like grown-ups and be honest with them. We're losing elections because we're perceived as the status quo protecting elitists who never get anything done.
100%.
Okay, and if you keep going that direction, you'll send good money after bad. Okay, and all your money will do is lead to more and more losses. You have to turn around. If you don't turn around, we're never going to fix this thing.
Come here. All right, so I assume you heard that time. I feel like I didn't miss anything. Okay, good. Now it's good. But you guys heard me in my little monologue after that, right? Because it felt like it was pretty good. I don't know. You guys can let me know over there. You couldn't hear Jink, but Anna was too loud. Non-sound. Okay, cool. I'm glad you guys could give me that feedback. Now the video is 5x5. Excellent. Good stuff. Hope you saw all of my, we knew you supported free speech. Listen, I got it back. Come on now. All right. Now, I have fixed the issues in our system. We are going to continue to drive on. I really hope you heard my little monologue after that, because I felt like that was like from the soul, from the heart. Let me know if you did. Yep, didn't miss anything. You come in fine. Okay, cool, sweet, good. I see. We're right there, guys. All right, now let's dive into this. I'm gonna get it a little bit bigger for y'all, because this is the cherry on top of which. Oh man, I'm so excited. Here we go, from Politico. Again, all the articles are linked, everything for your pleasure and consumption later on in the description box below. All right, listen. Inside the DNC's money problems, this is where they were actually referencing a second ago. I went and found it for y'all. Big donors have pulled back from giving to the party, and small donors are not growing enough to make up the gap. Don't worry, Act Blue is going to make an appearance, of which they didn't tell you, but don't worry, I got y'all. Let's keep on going. All right, super chat from Romulus. $5. The Young Turks may be far left, but they're more honest than the non-news propagandists. I watch them when I can to know what they're saying. Yeah, that's exactly what I do. That's why I bring you this stuff. You guys, you get a heart for that, Romulus. I watch them because it's wise to watch your opponents. Get out of here. No one is gonna pay for your Politico crap. Hold on, I must refresh. This is the downside of doing lives. You guys get the same stuff I have to deal with. All right, here we go. You get an X, Politico. Take that. The Democratic National Committee has fallen far behind in the cash race, and as you can see, Jessica Piper, 818, that was this week. Super chat from Gene Walker, 499. Thank you very much, Gene. I appreciate it. No notification. I am shocked and appalled. After a brutal 2024 election and several months into rebuilding efforts under new party leadership, the DNC wildly trails the Republican National Committee by nearly every fundraising metric. By the end of June, the RNC had $80 million on hand and compared to $15 million for the DNC. Isn't that funny how they didn't say that? Wait, where'd it go? That front part right up there, but they said the other part? Just little things I noticed. Guys, it's the same song. You have to understand where you have put your political opponents is a place of advantage for you. Let's go, baby. Everything's linked if you're just now getting in here. All right. And the gap, talking about finances, nearly twice as large as it was at the stage in Donald Trump's first presidency, has only grown in recent months, a Politico analysis of campaign finance data found. It's twice as bad as Trump 1.0. So it's going well then. I guess my thumbnail with Gavin banging on the table and holding a sign that the DNC broke is working. Major Democratic donors have withheld money this year amid skepticism about the party's direction. Remember that thing I was just telling you about? Socialists, progressives, Democrats, moderates, established. They're all like, they don't know who's winning. While the small dollar donors, who have long been a source of strength, are not growing nearly enough to make the gap, that's because they're losing people like crazy. And the party has quickly churned through what money it has raised in the first half of the year, including spending more than $15 million this year to pay off lingering expenses from Kamala Harris's presidential campaign. Oh, so your income is down, your revenue is down, and you're still spending from the last drunken media binge that you spent under Harris. It was $2 billion in a 3-month time span, and you overspent that. And you lost every single power center, House, Senate, and White House. Man, that must suck. Anyway, the DNC has less cash this summer than it did at any point in the last 5 years. That's okay. The fundraising troubles reflect ongoing questions about the DNC's direction under Martin, who is the new DNC chair, by the way, who was elected earlier this year and comes as the DNC has faced months of bitter infighting. Thank you, Davey Hogg. Continued cash shortages could limit the party's ability to rebuild for a new cycle, and the DNC's money woes stand in particularly stark contrast to Republicans who have leveraged President Donald Trump's fundraising prowess to raise record sums. Again, I say, so it's going well then? Keep in mind, Gavin Newsom has opened a store and it net $50,000, and the propagandistic talking heads on X are out there shouting about the fact that they raised $50,000. Excellent. You're only 65 million away. Oh, excuse me, 80 million, because you got to pay $15 million for the hangover of Harris. I said it. Let's keep on going. By the way, guys, if you're just now tuning in, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. We are on a tremendous grind to 600,000 subs, and I'd love for you to be a part of that, so please make sure you do that. All right, let's keep going. Again, Ken Martin's the chair. If Ken Martin really wanted to impress donors, he'd go to 20 or 30 salon events with donors and let them yell at him, said Democratic donor advisor. If you take that on the chin, make some changes, then I think we could see some movement. But he's not going to do that. Yeah, who would do that? Like, why would you do that? Doesn't make any sense. Anyway, here we go. This is one that I love when the highlight messes up. Listen to this. If you guys don't know who Act Blue is, you need to. And a little hat tip, there are people in our industry who have taken money for Act Blue who were involved in politics. Just saying. With large donors lagging, the DNC has touted record grassroots fundraising from online donors. On Act Blue, the primary Democratic online fundraising platform, the group raised $33.8 million over the first 6 months of the year, up from $27 million over the same time in 2021. Wait for it. But the total number of online donors was roughly the same in both periods, suggesting online donors are giving more than they were 4 years ago, but the group's donor base has not expanded substantially. And here's the math, okay? Right here, listen to this. In fact, the rate of online giving to the DNC has slowed in recent months. The party's best online fundraising month was March, when it raised $8.6 million on Act Blue from 254,000 donors. 8.6 million, 254,000 donors. In June, the party raised $4.1 million, less than half, on 157,000 donors, almost half the donors. They are shrinking not only in their value, they're also shrinking in donations. I mean, actually individual contributors. Guys, all of this is like a nightmare. I mean, I'm here for it. We're going to take full advantage of it. But I'm going to end this little Politico piece right here, then we'll wrap this up and check the super chats and all the chats over here. Speaking of Harris, her campaign ended last year's election with roughly $20 million in unpaid expenses. $20 million. Oh my God, you do everything so wrong. But now let's go back to this here. All right. Guys, here's why I'm saying this, and I'm going to jump into the chat in a second. This is why I did this video. This is why I do all these videos that are parallel to our fight. You are in a position right now that is a dream position politically. Dream. I know each and every one of you love your country from the bottom of your heart. I know it. I know each and every one of you, well, let me rephrase that. I have a good inclination that every single one of you identify the Democrats and their actions over the last probably 15, 20 years as a big problem, a big part of the problem of the decline in the perception and the prowess of the United States. The very people who you identify as the problem have never been weaker, have never been less, have never been weaker, have never had as minimum of a brand recognition and brand desire. They've never had the fundraising woes they've had before. They've never been this far out of power before. They are on the back foot. Act Blue has literally opened investigations from the president on them. Guys, they are literally laying in the corner, nursing themselves after a massive loss. The time to walk over there and just literally continue to win is right now. You have a golden opportunity. Everything that you guys say that you want about change and defeating the DEMS and blocking the DEMS and all of this stuff that we all espouse, the moment is right in front of you. Take it. I'm telling you, it's massive. All right, let me get over to the super chats really quickly. All right. I think I'm caught up on those. Let me just do a couple. He takes it on the chin for sure. You guys are funny. Oh, man. All right. I've been to a small town, a small end of town. That's okay. No audio. Yeah, I got that. I fixed that. Yarrow, I don't know how you say that one. Mion. Our 2A orgs are suffering from reduced donations as well. It's time to blitz in court, and they desperately need our support more than ever. Yeah, we do. All of us do. That's absolutely true. Vote Braden Herrera, obviously. They never had their unlimited funds cut off before their toast. Here's the boiling liberal tears for coffee. Now, that's funny, apocalyptic. Here's something I want to say to Gary real quick. This is a real big warning. They never had their unlimited funds cut off before their toast. You have to understand that if you underestimate your opponents, they will gain strength and they will make a comeback. If you underestimate them. If you pour it on while you have the advantage, they will not return in the same way or shape or form. If you ignore them and you go about your lives and you think you've won completely and you underestimate them, they will come back. These people, this is their identity. They're not going anywhere. If you do not apply pressure, you will give room for them to heal, and then they will move forward under a new hair gel monster with an AOC kicker. Just telling you. Just saying. Just saying. Y'all are awesome. You guys are all awesome. AK Jesus for Congress. Everyone's getting in here. All right, listen. I love each and every one of you. I am at the time limit because I don't want to take too much of y'all's time. I'm sorry for the audio issues early on, and I will see you guys on the next episode. I don't know exactly when it's going to be, but I guarantee you I'll put my heart and soul into it. I love each and every one of you just the right amount. Make sure you hit the second press in the comments below. Check the articles for references, and I will see you on the next